What's up guys, Glen here back on the Function Powersports YouTube. Today, we got another video for you guys. All right, let's get to work. Let's see what we gotta do. Yo, check out these hostile UTV wheels and these TIS UTV wheels. Dang, those things are sick. All right, I'm gonna sit down. We're gonna get right into this sit down Sunday. So today we're gonna talk about ATVs and UTVs and which one is right for you. Have you ever sat down and just wondered, all right, do I want an ATV or do I want a UTV? And really that question could be really tough for you guys because it depends on what kind of riding style you may be interested in, and also the comfort level of your riding experience based on, if you're on an ATV, you're gonna be sitting on the machine, you got handlebars, it's a lot more maneuvering versus a UTV. You just sit back in your bucket seat and you got a steering wheel. Obviously, I got my opinions and preferences on why I still own and ride an ATV versus jumping right into the UTV scene. So just kind of listing off those things you should think about when it comes to, do you want to buy an ATV or do you want to buy a UTV? So if you're looking to consider what your next machine is, maybe take into consideration the level of a rider you may be experience-wise, because this will tie back to, what engine size you might want to go with. In terms of ATVs, if you're an entry-level person, you might not want to go get that 1000cc ATV right out of the gate because of the more extreme power that comes with it and the weight of the machine. So really truly knowing how to handle that right out of the gate may be difficult and it could be dangerous. So considering something more at that 500cc range, it's a little bit lighter, four-wheel drive ATV, still super capable. And this also ties right into the UTVs, but in the UTV side-by-side scene of things, you have a little more safety features with the roll cages, the harnesses, seat belts, all that good stuff where you have a lot more protection. So maybe you're an entry-level person, but getting a 1000cc might not be the worst option if you just want that powerful, fun machine. And it's something you just gotta really respect the weight of that machine and how it handles. Because with the UTV, it is very easy to flip them, just like an ATV. Maybe a little easier because of the top, the heavy top weight of a UTV roll cage and just how they're designed. If you're someone that's really into doing a really long trail ride, talking 200, 300 mile days, very long distance trail riding, I myself really enjoy riding an ATV, but around that 200 mile mark, I'm feeling pretty burnt out, just wore out from all the arm movement. And an ATV, if you're taking corners fairly quick, you're doing a lot of maneuvering where you're sliding side to side, and it's really a workout versus if you're in your UTV, doing 200 miles might be nothing depending on how comfortable you are with it. Really got to ask yourself, what stage of riding do you want to be in? And also it comes with experience. UTVs can be a really great option for someone just getting into the industry of riding, where they're a lot safer, you got harnesses, you got roll cages. If you're ever wondering, do you want to get super dirty while riding? And it really depends on what kind of terrains you're talking, but obviously an ATV, you are fully exposed to whatever the elements may be. Maybe it's raining out, you're gonna get wet. Maybe the trails are muddy or wherever you're riding is mud, you're gonna get caked. It's gonna happen. Whereas a UTV, you have the options of a roof, a windshield, full side doors, or full cabin closures. Depending on what you're going for, there's a ton of options on both sides. An ATV, we can still get you set up with a windshield, help block some of the debris or dust, but you're still gonna have to dress appropriately to enjoy that ride. Versus a UTV, you can kind of get away with some of the luxuries of having that more of a cab enclosure feeling. Also, something to consider is the cost of the machine. Nowadays, sport quads are kind of irrelevant. Yamaha makes a couple options, but in terms of ATVs, you're really gonna be looking at a four-wheel drive unit, something like a Can-Am Outlander, which we got behind us, and price range-wise, you're gonna be looking at anywhere from picking one up new from 7 grand at the very low end, up to maybe, 12 to 15 grand at that very high end, maybe if you get a two-seater. And then jumping into the UTV scene, you gotta ask yourself, do you want a sport UTV, a mixed crossover, or just strictly utility? And to kind of give a brief price range on a base model to get you into the UTV scene, you're gonna be looking at least 15 grand at that low end, all the way up to 20 grand all day for base models. And then the extreme, more sport models are very premium Polaris Ranger models, you're looking at 25 to 30 plus nowadays. When you're looking at ATVs and UTVs and which one you're gonna go with when you go to market to buy, really pull all of these things in the mix on, what's your budget, what's your riding style, and piece that all together to figure out what's best for you. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to buy a toy and have it sit in the garage all year long and not enjoy it. So finding something that you truly enjoy riding is the key to having fun in the power sports community. So we hope with all of this little rundown here, I know it's brief, but it's some really solid pointers. We hope this helps you pick out your next machine. And obviously, give this video a like if you enjoyed watching. Comment down below, are you taking an ATV? Are you taking a UTV? And maybe give us a little reason why. And make sure to subscribe down below for more content to come. With that, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.